Hey social media, this is Tiffany Martinez. Today is March 22nd, 2022. It is also Henry and I's anniversary, 15-year anniversary, and I am celebrating this anniversary separately, I guess you can say, without my husband, because my husband, he transitioned on November 30th. So, but I'm going to, I guess, celebrate it the same way that I would if Henry was still here, doing the simple things that we normally would do, which is hang out at home, just doing what we normally would do, just, boring stuff, sitting on the sofa, seeing TV, maybe seeing an old movie, something that we already had on the shelf, just something, quite boring. Like I said, today would have been 15 years, married to the same person. But July 4th weekend is the weekend that I flew out here to be with the person that, that I decided, was going to be the person that I loved, and it was going to be the person that I was going to be with, the rest of our lives. The person that I said was worth a second chance at love, that he wasn't going to, break my heart or anything like that. And literally, this is the first time that he has ever made me cry. And 20 years, basically 21 years is the first time. And, we had a scare, some years back, but that doesn't count because everybody has those type of scares, because anyone can go, into the hospital or have a car accident or, a fall at work, things like that, So that doesn't count. But this is something that is going to affect me the rest of my life, And again, like I said, if Henry was still here in the physical sense, this is what we would have done. Just stayed at home and just enjoyed music together, made some food, just something very simple. We wouldn't have did anything extraordinary. We've went on cruises, we've celebrated at restaurants, we've done a lot of things together. We've done a lot of things, but it's the simple things that, that really made a difference to us, because just sitting there holding each other's hands and, rubbing each other's fingers, that's what really made a difference, and looking at each other and just, if that person was at the sink first, because that's what we call the watering hole, we would just go up to that person, and lean on their shoulder, those type things. Then those are like unspoken words. We didn't have to say a word, or, a little peck on the shoulder, a little kiss on the shoulder. Those were the things that mattered to us. We didn't have to be like anybody else. We didn't have to, buy stuff to have fun. We didn't have to do those things. I cannot explain the joy I felt every time I would hear the garage go up, or every time I would hear the front door open, when we lived in an apartment. It is just kind of like how, how I don't have any children, but how a kid would see you and, you pick them up from daycare. That's the joy that I would feel. And he felt it too. So I'm not going to play the record for you guys because, social media gets a little jealous about something that doesn't belong to them. It belongs to Billy, Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. I am going to attach the ring that I did get for him onto his urn a little bit later today. I bought him a matching ring. I've already posted the picture, and I'm going to attach it to, his pendant, to his urn a little bit later today. And that's going to be our anniversary. So if you're married to the love of your life, it does not have to be perfect. What's perfect is you get to wake up every morning and see your husband or your wife, or you get to go to bed with your wife every night or your husband. That's what matters. It's not having material things. Those things never mattered when it came to Henry and I. The only thing that mattered was us. Nothing else mattered. He tried to buy me jewelry when we were first together, and I would just gently tell him I did not need those things. I only needed him, until today is still true. I didn't need those things because that wasn't me. It didn't feel comfortable on my body. It just didn't. I just didn't need those type things. I've never liked those type things. I was always comfortable with you just loving me back every day, all day. That's what I needed. And that's what he gave me. And it's coming to at the end of 5 months, so it's going to be almost 6 months. And I know people will say, well, it's still early, but it could be 6 years and this still won't make sense to me. But then a part of me thinks, I don't know. Maybe we just weren't doing enough. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is at this time. But again, if you're still with your spouse, you should just be grateful that your spouse is still living and you have somebody that loves you back. And if you're not with somebody, then do not settle for any less than who you are. And if you're low, if your self-esteem is low, then you need to raise yourself up, elevate yourself to the highest standards, and don't settle for any less than that. Ashe.